right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hopefully audio levels are fine. We're gonna do a little bit of talking about shorts. Welcome to the non-official guide to short form content as a VTuber. A couple things to start off. Clearly, I am not a big VTuber. I'm not a big creator. Oh, hello, welcome in, Tama. And there's a couple things that, as a disclaimer, I don't have the best experience with shorts on my personal content. And that's because, this is a big caveat, I'm not doing this for money and I'm not doing this for growth. I just VTube for the hell of it. Hey, welcome in, guys. But that doesn't mean I don't know things about how to grow as a VTuber or how to make good short content. It's just that I know if people are new here and they look at my shorts and they go, wait, this is like so not what I signed up for. It's because I don't do it with my own content, okay? I edit for other people's content. Hi guys, welcome in. And things like that, okay? So that's my beginning sign of don't put your full faith in me and don't believe everything I say 100%. Take it with a grain of salt. Go do your research on other people's platforms. I know there's 1,000,000,001 people who post tweets about their experience as well as make shorts and long form videos about their experience, so do your research on those. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for coming out. This is in direct response to that one VTuber consultant tweet. And that made me want to really just like dive into what short form content looks like as a VTuber and why it is not only the meta, but can help spread your brand just crazy big. And so we're not going to actually go through the list of what that VTuber consultant posted on their like, what's it called? The tweet where it's just like a white background with text on it. Hi, Kenny. We're gonna have absolute truth. Yes. If anyone doesn't know who Kenny is, he's actually a really good shorts editor and he has commissions open. So if you want to look for someone to do that, hire him. But this is just, yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about it because I've been in the VTubing sphere since, well, as a VTuber since 2022, but I've known about VTubers since like early pandemic. So I've been around. I've done things. I've done content previously as well. So I know a thing or two. Google Doci advice, hell yeah. So I made a couple of slides and in a haste at like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. I made them. So it might not reach every single point. I may miss some things. And that's where you guys come in. So I'd really appreciate having the live feedback. I'd appreciate hearing your thoughts and voices on certain topics and your experiences as a creator. And overall, that's the reason why I'm streaming this and not making it just like a pre-edited content. But I will be making this into a pre-edited long-form video with like examples thrown in if possible. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with why shorts? Why shorts? I want to be a streamer. I want to be like someone like Shy Lily who has a really reactive audience. I want to be streaming as my main source of income, my job. So why do I have to deal with short form content? I don't want to be a YouTuber. I just want to stream. So here's the counterpoint to that. Why just streaming? What are you gonna do to get people into your stream? Because if you go live on Twitch, the Twitch discoverability is so ass. Like, you're not gonna get new clickers to go into your stream and watch you off the bat. You're not gonna get hundreds and thousands of people to do that. So how are people gonna find you? You need to have some other presence on a different platform. So in this case, we're talking TikTok, Instagram, I don't know, Facebook, YouTube. What other sources are there? What other platforms are there? Like the main platforms, right? The ones that everybody thinks of when they're thinking about content creation. If you don't have a presence there, no one's gonna find you. No one's gonna find your stream. And it's incredibly, incredibly difficult to get people to even click on a live stream. Do you know what time it is for me right now? It's 11 a.m. for me. I usually stream at 7 p.m. And I'm in Japan, so I have a really messed up time zone compared to English-speaking audiences, like in PST or EST, or even like the EU. Like those time zones are what? 12 hours apart from me? So it's really difficult to get people to get into my stream because of my time zone. So without having a presence in other platforms where people know me and get to see what my content's about, why I want to follow this person, it's really hard to get my audience to come into my streams. And that's a thing for everybody. So shorts are there to help you get your audience in their own time zone, who will want to, oh, they're live in like 5 hours, it's gonna be close to midnight for me, but I really like this person and I want to go support them. And then they'll do that. Very few. Very rarely. But some will do that. So that's why you should have shorts. Another reason to have shorts is brand recognition. And I hate bringing up market terms. And if you don't have like a background in digital marketing or some sort of related thing, you might not completely grasp what it means to have brand recognition. So in like, I'm also a layman, but in layman's terms, it's not just your VTuber model, it's the content you produce, like it could be anything as much as like the colors you use, and like games you play, things like that are very recognizably you. I hate giving examples. But if you think of the colors, what are the colors? If you think of the colors, pink, like pastel pink and black, what VTuber do you instantly think of? Pink and black. Blackpink in your area. Cries and former marketer. Look, the only marketing I have is a digital marketing Coursera course that I did for 5 weeks. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot of terms. You think of Iron Mouse? To me, I was thinking Calliope Mori. But yeah, those are the things. It's an instant brand recognition. If I say 2 colors, you can sort of envision, okay, what VTubers have those color schemes that I know? Or if I say, okay, if I'm thinking of a worldwide brand whose colors are like a business, like a corporation, whose colors are black and orange, and like a beige. What are we thinking? It could be anything. Yeah, Nike check mark. VTuber purple, black, white, rin pen rose. Yeah. So when I think of any corporation in the world that uses black, orange, and like a creamy beige color, I think Amazon. So like colors are very important to brand, but also having a logo, recognizable logo, which I don't think really translates over to VTubing sphere as much as like the Nike checkmark, the Puma, the I'm struggling to think of, I don't know, the Walmart sun thing. Like that's not too commonly used in the VTubing sphere, but it could be. You could be a VTuber that does use it. Who knows? But anyways, shorts. Good evening, hello. Shorts are a great way to show people who you are, and so they'll recognize you later. I think someone with a really standout model who appears on your shorts timeline, you could skip past every single video that they produce, but if they have a really standout model, you'd be like, oh yeah, I know this person. And then you see like a I'm going to Offkai notification, you go, oh yeah, I know that person. What do they do? It gets like a curiosity in the random person that encounters you that wants to see, oh yeah, I know you. Or, oh yeah, that's cool that they did this. Oh, that's really nice that they're in the Guinness Book of World Records now. Like, oh yeah, I know them. It's kind of like introducing them to the inside. I have to pull another example, but Who's an example? Crony? Not Hololive Crony, but like Necroniville Crony, the zombie femboy, indie. I think when I first started encountering his shorts, it was like stunning because his VTuber model is so unique and the colors are so uniquely him that I didn't watch all of his shorts, but when I scrolled on a non-VTuber related like TikTok account or my own personal Instagram account, which does not show VTubers, when they popped up, I was like, oh yeah. I know him. And then it sort of got me interested. I looked him up on Twitter and we became mutuals. Hair flip. But like things like that, it introduces you to who this creator is. I think I'm getting a little bit too windy on this. I'm trying to not go over it, but I don't want to be too lengthy either. So brand recognition is very important. I said this already. Incites people to like your long form content. So long form in this case could mean a long form YouTube video. It could be just longer shorts, long short. It could also be live stream content. So I know people always say like, oh, this generation has like the ADHD type of oh god, what's the word? Not awareness. You know what I'm talking about? Attention span. Shorts also provide exposure and game words. Yeah, exactly. They always say Gen Z has the attention span of a fish. You know, brain rot is really ruining them. Attention, thank you guys, thank you. So when they're scrolling, you always gotta think like, they'll only watch shorts, you know, because their attention span is so brain rotted. But I have a counterpoint to that. Is your audience really the Gen Z brain rotted kids, the Gen Alpha skibidi toilet kids? I don't think so. So when a lot of people say like, you know, this generation's cooked, are those kids, are those like middle schoolers the ones you want watching your content in the first place? Like, of course that sort of trickles up to, you know, adults. We grew up with Vine, right? The 6-second video. So it does happen, but also for me personally, and how am I? I'm 26. So I'm still considered a Gen Z, almost a millennial, you know, that type of situation. So I enjoy the weird brain rot, quick paced videos as well, but I'm also a working adult. I can enjoy longer paced, slower paced, fleshed out, deeply observant type of media. So during the pandemic, the one guy popped off, Quentin Reviews, the guy that likes Garfield, he popped off in the YouTube algorithm because he started posting 8-hour-long videos on like kids TV, like Nickelodeon shows. 8-hour-long videos with millions of views. That proves to me that the attention span of this generation is not stuck only in the short form content. So you can have trickle. So you post a short that introduces your content, and it could be anything related to stream reactions, games you're playing, people who do stuff like me who like content is like the news, VTuber news, or I don't want to say drama tubers because I'm not a drama tuber, that type of situation. If you post a short that shows your content, it can incite people to go watch the full video, and the full video can be as long as you want, right? So that is a small conversion, and if you want to get those people to then go and watch your long form content, like the long stream unedited content, there's less people, but it's still the funnel. It's still the beginning of, I actually put that down. It's the top of the funnel. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but the awareness stage is where the shorts are, right? You put as many shorts as you can into the wide network of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts. So many normal people, many VTuber fans see your content. And then that trickles down into the interest. So it's, oh yeah, I know who this person is. I maybe want to check out some of their YouTube videos, like the longer, maybe 5-10 minute videos, not just the shorts. And if I really like that person, if I really like their content, if I think they're funny as hell, if I just want to support them, It's the decision phase. And in this case, it's like, okay, I see that they're in a different time zone from me, but I want to watch them live. So I'm going to make a decision to log on to Twitch during my work hours on my work tablet and watch them from my thing. That would be like the decision phase. And then action, which is also called like the loyalty phase. God, I know the funnels. I hate bringing up marketing stuff, but it makes sense with a visual, right? The action phase is like, I'm going to sub, I'm going to be in this person's chat as often as I can. I'm loyal to this person. So this is basically what shorts do. Shorts are the awareness phase. Get people to know who you are, recognize your brand, recognize your model, make them watch your big, longer content, right? YouTube videos. I guess that's the only long form content, unless you make like long form shorts. And then it goes down to, okay, and now I want to watch their live stream. And as you see, it's a very wide top of the thing. Many, many, many eyes will see you. Thousands. If you really pop off, it could be hundreds of thousands of people see you. That does not mean 100,000 people are going to be on your stream. That does not mean they're going to subscribe to you, okay? That's just how content creation is. That's how any marketing venture is. Any ad revenue happens through this funnel. The funnel helps. I love marketing as much as I hate it. I know. I wish I was into marketing. I hate marketing classes. That was the worst 5 weeks of my life, I swear to God. So when I'm thinking back to what that VTuber consultant posted and saying like the conversion rate from shorts to long form to your streams is like abysmal. Yeah, no shit, buddy. No shit. It's like that for every single marketing venture ever in the world. Okay? Like, I have to bring up shorts and ad revenue, okay? Or ads in general. You know, before a stream, you play ads. Before you go onto like any sort of kind of sus website, you see ads. Before a YouTube video, they show ads. How many of those times do you click on the ad and go buy the product? Maybe once in like 5 years of seeing ads? That's what this is. That's exactly this. They show it to as many people as many times as possible, and then the one chance something comes up that makes the person want to click on it is the action stage. And that's just life, baby. You can't play the game and start from awareness and immediately drop down to action. You're not going to see the same amount of people no matter what. It's really good if you do see the people, right? It's really good. I didn't look at my data recently, but back when I did like the vtuber documentary, which has like 400,000 views, it's my biggest YouTube video. I got an insane amount of conversions. I hate saying that. But I had 400,000 people see the video, and even more, I had millions of people just see the thumbnail on their homepage, see it recommended somewhere, which then trickled down to the 400,000 people who clicked on it. And then from there, when I posted that video, I had about 1,500 subscribers. When I posted that video, I ended up getting close to, I hit the 5,000 person mark. I might have hit 6,000. So I gained about like 4,000, 5,000 people, subscribers. So that was this funnel, okay? 400,000 people to a 5,000 subscriber rate. That's how big that funnel is. The conversions are very, very difficult to get. Yeah, it's single digit conversions, exactly, Kenny. So out of those 5,000 people that subscribed to my channel after that video, how many people do you think watch my live streams? Like 0, probably. I have, on average, on my live streams, I'm a really small streamer, okay? I just came back from a year hiatus. I'm not a streamer by heart. I don't like to stream all that much. I get maybe 4 people as my CCV on streams. And again, that's many factors. It could just be time zones. It could just be they're busy for that day, whatever they're doing, they're busy at work. They can't click on the stream, but they want to. But regardless, 400,000 views to 4 people on stream. That's just life. Okay? Converting video viewers to general stream viewers, you've just started a channel with a single digit. My Mori video with 465,000 subscribers only gave me views, only gave me 1K subscribers. Yeah. It's not a shorts problem. It's a digital marketing problem. It is something that every single person is aware, or should be aware of. Every single person experiences. It's just a matter of, does your shorts ultimately become your main reason for the action section? Because for me, my shorts are not the reason why people convert over to subscribers, or are not reason people convert over to stream watchers. They're not. My content is long-form YouTube video essays, and that's where the beginning of the funnel starts for me. I post shorts because I think they're funny, and they're humorous to me, and then and doesn't make my YouTube channel look so bare with not having shorts in my short tab. So you really have to think, what is your content going to be? If you want to be a streamer that streams 4 times a week and you really don't want to make long form videos, you don't want to make edited videos, then shorts are going to be the way to start this awareness process. For me, who wants to focus on long form YouTube videos, the YouTube videos are going to be the awareness process. We know VTubing watchers not as frequent. Yes. And if you compare, I don't know exact data numbers, but if you compare the people who watch Hololive or the Niji-sanji people, the people who watch corporation VTubers, to the amount of people who really invest their time in watching indies, there's a big overlap, but also there's a much smaller amount of people who stick mainly with indies, who are not VTubers themselves. Because if you're an indie VTuber, you're more likely to stay on the side of indie content, right? But the people who aren't streamers, just watching things for their own amusement, very, very rarely do they solely watch independents. And even then, they're watching the high-end independents like Shoto or Shy Lily or Buff Pup, or I'm trying to think of the people who are famous. Like, they're up there at the top. They're very rarely down here at the bottom with the rest of us. So in order to gain that audience, you have to put out things to make people want to watch your other forms of content. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? Do we understand the funnel? I know I'm rambling a bit, but it's hard to stay focused on one topic when the structure of content creation is so intricate. People try to dumb it down, people try to make it go like all the different niches and stuff. It's very, very intricate. So when I talk about one topic like shorts, I can't help but branch out into the other ones because they all are reasons why people convert or not. Let me take a sip of water. Yum yum. Okay, let's move on. So now, okay. I've hopefully convinced you to want to start making shorts of your content, of your streams. What are the different types of formats? And this is what I see specifically in the VTuber sphere. There are obviously many, many more, but I have 6 categories, and I also have like what each category implies. So the first 3 are the biggest ones that I see not only pop off, but work for myself and work for others. And are just like easier. So first we have the stream clips, we have the scripted, and we have the educational. And I'm gonna explain what each one is one by one. So stream clips, and I'm sorry I don't have examples, it's really hard on a laptop. I would pull up examples, but I only have one monitor and just, it's a mess. Stream clips would be reactions. So playing a game and then you have a funny reaction, you clip that, that's it. Or there's chat interactions. Someone like Shy Lily or Chibidoki or Filian. Those people who, honestly, their main source of interactions is coming from chat. Like, they're kind of doing whatever on stream, and then the reason why people stay in stream is because chat is so funny, and the reactions that the person involved, like the streamer, has that interaction, it's funny, so that's why people stay. So those type of things. And then story times. So when I'm on stream and I'm playing a game and, you know, chat's kind of lulling, or someone says something that brings up a memory and I start talking about my life, those are all stream clips. And these require the least amount of preparation and least amount of effort to clip and post shorts on. Especially reactions, chat reactions, they kind of do the work for you on being entertaining. It's just a matter of, okay, let's keyframe to this. It's where to format things on the short and how long to make it. But I think these are the easiest to start with as a VTuber. Maybe you won't have chat interactions because if you're a small streamer, you don't really have an active chat. But things like reactions to video games, to jump scare, to whatever, or your own story times, these work really well in the algorithm, on average. And then for scripted content, it's things like, it's not different story times. Okay, these are different story times. Story times is when, okay, wait, hold on. Scripted is when you kind of don't say it on stream. It's like you pull up OBS on yourself, you pull up a green screen of your model, and you're talking to nobody. You're just talking to the camera, which then later you edit into a formatted short. So off stream. Tangent, why do you think reaction content has a negative rep? I keep seeing people harping on it. Reaction content? Oh, this is like watching a TikTok and like laughing at it. I think people don't like it because it's such low effort. And there's also the amount of like, well, the person you're reacting to did all the work for you. You're just sort of like laughing or doing a one-off joke. So in some cases, I can see why that's sort of discouraged. So someone that I really like, I always say this in every single video and every single stream, I like Ludwig. So I watch Ludwig probably every single day. He posts enough that I can watch every single day. At one point in his career, a couple years ago, he was really big on TikTok time, where he would watch a bunch of TikToks and he would just laugh and make jokes with his chat. And he got called out for that because the people he was reacting to is like, okay, well, you stole my content. Like, you're just watching my full video on stream and you're not pausing enough, you're not adding enough, you're not talking about your own insight. You're just sort of reacting to it as like a haha hee hee, this is so interesting type of thing. And so he stopped doing those because, you know, as a creator, you get a sense of, oh yeah, I am sort of just kind of like leeching off this guy's subs. Like, I'm taking this guy's potential monetization money. I'm taking this guy's viewership. Like, that sometimes happens. But if you do reaction content correctly in like, you know, little hand gesture, I think it's beneficial to both parties. And there's also like, if the creator you're reacting to is so much bigger than you that they won't even get affected by you watching it, then it doesn't matter. But in general, add your own commentary, pause the video, don't include the entire video, and just lean more into like your take on it is what I think works best, is like the happy medium between reactor and reactee. In general. I don't know if that helps, but in general. I think reaction content is associated with freebooting. Yeah. So, you know that I'm so online that I have like these niche things, but there was like a Jason Derulo thing where he opened a TikTok and he would just post his little like FaceTime camera up at the top of the screen as he played other people's TikToks, and he just kind of like laugh and go, ha ha ha, this is so funny, with no additional talking, no additional reaction. That is scummy, okay? That is something you don't want to do. You're just ripping off someone's. I know this is such a weird thing to bring up, but that happened, and that's why React streamers and React people have like a bad association. Yeah, like Sniper Wolf made a lot of her money off of that. Yeah, he would also reuse their he wasn't even reacting. He just had like these preset sort of like, oh, wow, type of videos that he would attach to different ones. I remember that. So yeah, that's scummy. I don't think VTubers do that. I think we have a little bit more decorum to not do that. Yeah, Sniper Wolf is very egregious. So I don't say don't do reaction content, but definitely be careful with it. So I know, Tama, you like to talk about lads and you watch the trailers and stuff. That's totally fine because you're reacting to a trailer and like you're reacting to certain things. and you're talking about it, and then you're making jokes, and you're turning into your own spin on things, that's enough, you know? Sip of water, sip, sip. But I hope that helps. And that's absolutely something people can do. Lads mentioned, I'm sorry, guys. Silas is coming soon, and I can't stop thinking about him. What was I saying? I would say as a VTuber, if you're gonna be a streamer that does a lot of React content, like I don't know how to say her name, Demi, D-E-M-E? She's a really big creator at this point in the VTuber sphere. Whenever I come across her, she's doing React content. I don't know anything about her, but to me, her brand is React content because that's the shorts I see, that's the long forms I see. If she's featured in a collab I saw with Kenji, they were doing React content. So in my head, her brand is React content. And me as a person, I don't really like to watch React content all that much unless I already like the streamer. So I wouldn't watch Ludwig's TikTok times if he wasn't Ludwig, for example. So that's sort of a scale you have to be really careful not to like go overboard with if you want to do React content but also want to make your brand something else. Because otherwise a lot of people are going to think, oh yeah, she just does React content. He does this React content. But it's something you can throw in all the time for sure. Going back to the list of scripted. So again, this is off stream, green screen, just you and a mic. Maybe you've written something on a Google Doc. That's story times of like, one time I was trying to fly out of Japan and this whole bunch of bad events happened and I was late and I was crying. I made a video on this. But I recorded the entire story time off stream, re-recorded the parts that I thought were kind of janky, and then basically animated, keyframed everything to make like the story visually appealing. And that's up on my channel, not as a short, as a long form video, and it's like 5 minutes. But that's something you can definitely do. Other people do game deep dives. I've seen commentary and meme trends. So game deep dives, like, there's a channel called Any Austin, who is just a normal person. He's not a VTuber, but he's a guy with a green screen and he likes to talk about really weird things. Like, his most recent video is, can you live a normal life in Skyrim? And he does a challenge where he just stays in like a farm in Whiterun. And that was his video, and millions of views. People just like watching stupid content. And if you can turn that into a short or make like a summary of a longer form video that you've done based on that, absolutely. That is something you can do. Because people like watching stupid things. It doesn't have to be super flashy. Just, here's something I did. Here's the outcome. It was fun. Or commentary. I've seen commentary of like, the gaming community really doesn't like the Pragmata child's nude design because she stopped wearing Spanx. She's now wearing like mesh that covers her whole bottom part, and these people are mad. Like, that is something you can do as well, but you'd have to base your entire brand off that, kind of. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but it's something you can do. That's like a false ID, things VTubers say level of script. Something out of the ordinary, I guess. Yeah. And then I've seen VTubers love meme trends. That's the thing where you're just like lip syncing to an audio, or you're doing the VTuber self-introduction song. These are the type of things you can think about when doing that. Then with educational is things more in my line of content, which is VTuber advice, how to grow as a streamer, how to do this, and then like, I'm not growing, why am I not growing types of videos. Again, be very careful with this, because if you make enough of it and you start popping off of that, you're going to be known as the VTuber advice person. And if you just want to do gaming streams and you want to be like a normal, funny React VTuber, the advice thing is not going to really do you much favor for your branding, because everyone's only going to click on your channel for VTuber advice. That's a pitfall I've fallen into head first. So, I think actually I'm a really good example of this pitfall, where I started my channel, my long form specifically, about VTuber how-tos, something I noticed in the VTuber sphere, commentary channel about VTubers. So then now when I stream, especially recently when I moved over to YouTube streams and I started playing Fields of Mysteria, again, I get, what, 3 people on average, 4 people on average? And then after every stream, I finish and I go look at my general dashboard. I see like I minused 2 subscribers, 3 subscribers, and I see it going down. Because the people who subscribe to me are the people who are looking at VTuber advice, VTuber how-tos, VTuber commentary. And so when they perceive my content to have shifted when I started playing games, they're like, oh, I'm not interested in this anymore. And then they leave. It's hard to avoid pitfalls. It is, yeah. That's why, and I'll get into this in the next slide. There's certain things you should be careful of when you are making content. I would have watched the Mystria streams, but I was asleep. There we go! Right here, proving my point. There are people who funnel into me, like my content, like who I am as a person, but the time zones don't line up so they can't get into stream. That is just a fact of life. Yeah, I had you blocked for a while because I thought you were pulling Gold Rush. No! No! I promise, I'm not like that. No. Yeah. I try to be introspective because I like the field and the circle of content creation. I think it's very, very interesting. I like learning about the different avenues people can take. But when I guess post those videos, I do come across as like, I'm the YouTube guru, I know how to do things, which is not the case. I'm just someone with an opinion and a microphone. But yeah, that's unfortunately the negative association with this type of content that I make and my brand. That just happens. Same JST time zone is rough. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it, guys. So that's my biggest pitfall why people don't enter my stream. Just time zones are fucky. Okay, so moving on. We do the how-tos. This is like how to use DaVinci Resolve, how to split VOD tracks so you don't get copyrighted, how to add tits to your Twitch. Saying that wrong is so... Don't say that out loud. The Twitch integrated throwing system. That one. Like, those are how-tos. And honestly, these work really well on Twitter, especially. Because a lot of indie VTubers are on Twitter, looking at keywords of how to grow, how to do certain things. But you can also post to Shorts and TikTok and stuff, and maybe you don't find the exact audience, but you'll find people searching on YouTube who will later look at your video. And those are like evergreen videos that you will always keep getting clicks on. Then outside interests. This is like someone who is a biologist and wants to talk about marine biology. And like, you ever heard of the California tree that's over 5,000 years old? Let's talk a little bit about it. Or we have a mutual called Edda, and she likes to talk about Nordic Viking runes. I'm not too sure. I've seen that on my timeline a couple times. And she's actually found people who watch her stuff because they like history and they like talking about Nordic mythology and things like that. So you can be sort of a educational VTuber if you like brewing. You own a brewing company in real life, and you like talking about different types of beer, or if you're a cheese connoisseur and you like talking about different types of cheese, you can totally make educational shorts about your niche interest, and people will find it and find you funny and subscribe is the main part. Yeah, it is super cool. Yeah. So those are the top 3. This is the 3 categories that I see most VTubers leaning into, especially bigger VTubers that start getting traction off of their shorts. It's these 3. Those mythology and historical shorts are what attracted me to her. Yeah, there's definitely a place, because there can be 101 different VTubers all lined up in a room, who talk about streaming, they do streaming clips and they laugh and that's like their whole shtick. And if you're the one person that stands out and being like, I can tell you the difference between a Fuji apple and an Aomori apple and a Nagano apple and a Granny Smith apple, and that's my content, a lot of the times someone's gonna go look over at what you're doing because you're doing something else. You're doing something different from the crowd. So the next three I have are talent showcase, vlogs, and promo. And these are sort of like the secondary thing that you can add to your channel, but these require more time. Usually they require a lot of money. They require hiring actual like video editors and hiring motion graphics people. So these are very few and far between, but I know people that do it quite often. So for talent showcase, that's like music covers, dance covers. If you're an artist, drawing and rigging, especially 3D models or 2D models, VTubers love watching that because that's how you get clients. And then handcrafts, if you are good at knitting, crocheting, journaling, whatever have you, cooking, these are all things that you can add to your streams that people, again, they want to follow you because maybe I like cooking and I don't know what your culture's cooking is like, so I'm gonna go follow you and look at shorts and look at how you cut things and stuff so I can learn some tips. So I know people who really popped off in the cooking category, like onigiri, and there's a male VTuber, indie male VTuber, who I don't remember the name of at this point, but he is like an ikemen model, and he does a lot of cooking streams, and he gained like a lot of his following, I assume, based on cooking, because not a lot of people do cooking hand cams. So that's talent showcase. And I recommend it. I really recommend it if you want to like be branded as that person that does cooking, the person that does guitar covers of songs. Next we have vlogging. This can be a mix of like virtual reality, augmented reality, where you walk around in real life, put your model on screen. That's what I want to get into, which I've been trying to figure out the technology, how to make that work, but that is something I want to do. So that, there's making something, like, this is like challenge. Like, I spent a month learning how to rig a 3D or a 2D model. I spent 5 weeks learning Blender, like things like that. And you can make a really small short encompassing that journey. People like watching that. Weesh. Hair all over my laptop. Oops. So these are things that take a lot of time. These are not things you can pump out nearly as fast as you can the top 3. And then promos are things like, here's a new model I'm going to debut. My anniversary is coming up. My birthday is going to come up. I'm having a collab with this other really great creator. Come tune into our stream. And then long form video. So I have a podcast that I started. It was like 4 videos out now, and they're really good, and you should watch them. They're on my channel. I talk about VTubers. But when I was first coming up with the idea of the Brain Rot podcast, I made shorts with like the highlights of an episode that we did, or like a pre-recording that we did. So people not only know that they exist, like the podcast exists, but it's also funny, so they want to tune in. Because it's talking about VTubers, and VTubing is kind of a hot topic to listen to. So, this is the end of my types of short formats you can do. And I would say to new people, if you haven't already sort of figured out your niche, to choose 2 from the top, 2 from the bottom. So this is the one you want to post the most often in your channel, your TikTok, your Instagram, whatever. So people start associating you with this brand. Again, me, for example, I talk about VTuber advice and I talk about commentary. So these are the 2 things that people associate with my channel. And then when I have special time and I get really hyperfixated on things and ADHD happens, then I do in real life footage and I do long form video promotion. These are my 4 things that I do. What I assume if you want to be a streamer long term and you don't really want to focus on your YouTube channel or your TikTok, then I would choose like one of these. Really, really push chat interactions because it, 1, shows people that you have an active chat, and 2, it can show how you benefit as a viewer. I mean, going into their chat and having a live conversation with the streamer, because you can have a really funny chat interaction with the streamer, and hey, you might be posted on their TikTok later. So this is a good incentive for people to join your live stream. I also think a great way to get your brand out there is doing one of these VTuber advice things. Rarely, carefully, only if you have something to add. So I think a lot of people think, oh, you know, those how to be a VTuber in 2026 videos, they pop off and they get lots of views and I'm gonna get a lot of people following for that. That's true, but then they also unfollow when they see that you're not a dedicated VTuber how-toist. So I would say be careful with this section because you get branded and you get stuck like that forever. So hop between these. I would say these 2 are really good. And then whatever interests you down here. I'm gonna take a sip. I love peach water. Recently, because it's Sakura season, they dyed it pink, even though it's peach flavor. So good. So good. I live in Japan, for those who don't know. Okay, take a screenshot, whatever you want. Moving on, let's keep going. Is it carbonated? No, it's just water. I do have a fizzy one, though. There is a fizzy... I have it on my desk, too. Sparkling white peach. Different company, but very good. So, here's part of my disclaimer. I'm not the best shorts editor. I can make a decent long-form video, but not the best shorts editor. But I will tell you things that I've noticed that are editing pitfalls in shorts. 1. Too fast, man. You're going way too fast. I think a lot of people think, okay, shorts means I have to cram as much jokes into the airtime as I have. People only stay for like 5 seconds. I gotta do as many things as possible in the first 5 seconds. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Or having like absolutely no breathing room between words. Because you know there's the thing where you cut out the dead air or you cut out your stuttering in the editing process because it makes it feel, you know, more edited, more easy to understand if there's not a lot of space. And that's true. But if you are like word, and there's no space between like a sentence and it's a one long sound, it's quite difficult to understand and it could be like overstimulating. And I've definitely been at fault for that. I've done that in a long form video and looking back, I'm just like, oh my god, take a breath, pause. So don't go too fast. And especially when there's a part that would benefit off of a long stretch of silence, don't be afraid to have that. Because again, you're not trying to get TikTok Gen Z brain-rotted kids to be your followers, right? You want people who are around your age or like high school at least. And so you don't have to be doing all these things that are like, what would like the people of Skibbity Toilet do to get kids hooked on it? We're people. We have attention spans. If we like your content, we'll watch it. You know, like don't over edit. Don't go too fast. Because I've been turned off from really big VTubers shorts because of how fast-paced, how crazy it was at the beginning. Another thing is obviously the opposite. Don't go too slow or there's too much fluff. I think big on the it's too much fluff. So I am also at fault for this as of like last week. I posted a short about me doing character customization in Fields of Mystria, and it's like a 40-second short. That's kind of too much. It wasn't that funny, you know? So if there's things that can be cut to make it shorter, to make it have less kind of like, okay, this is kind of funny, it's slowly building up to the outcome, just delete it. There's too much. So I guess my advice for this would be like, make the short, make the edit, make the clip, and then don't post it. Wait for like 1 or 2 days, then rewatch it. And then with new fresh set of eyes, like be critical of yourself. You know, I was kind of losing interest here, or oh, I could definitely see someone swipe away at this point. And then make adjustments, cut it out. Another one is overstaying its welcome. Again, longer shorts are gonna have less amount of views overall because it's harder for people to stay through the entire thing, especially if it's like a minute long. Not many people want to watch a minute-long short, especially if they're the first time they're ever seeing you, or ever seeing your content. I would say, and I've seen other people post about this recently as well because of the consultant post, the 10 to 15 second mark, or the 10 to 20 second mark, is like the gold area of how long a short should be. But also, I've seen a 5-second short that had exactly what it wanted. It had the punchline, it had a reaction, it had everything in under 5 seconds. And it's a Vine. Think about what made Vine so good. What was the humor in watching a 6-second video, and how people were successful in formatting a video based on 6 seconds, like the hard deadline of 6 seconds. And then when you, I don't know, I'm so old thinking about this. There was a time before Vine shut down where they extended it to like 11 seconds. And then everything from there was too much fluff in their videos. Because they were thinking like, oh, you know, we have 11 seconds. We don't have to have fast, immediate punchline. And that was starting to hurt people's traction because people got bored within 10 seconds. So don't let the video overstay its welcome. Don't put fluff in it. Make sure someone wouldn't click off or scroll off immediately just based on don't include like thinking like what I'm doing right now. Don't include us. Don't include tons of dead air. Things like that. Straightforward, punchline, end, 6 seconds. That's also a really funny way to do it. But in general, 10 to 15 seconds is, I guess, the ideal area. No eto. Nope. I don't know. I don't know if I can. When I say this, when I wrote this, I was thinking about a very specific short that I saw from Mara Eventry, and I can't really explain it, but it's about her. She's a black VTuber, and she was reading a comment about not saying the N-word, and then she started saying it. She spammed it, and it was like a 6-second short, and it was so funny. It was so good, like that. You don't need a long intro to that. You just, here's the problem, punchline, end. So funny. It was so good. My goat? Yeah, I love Mara. I know the exact one. Yeah! I don't remember how long it was, but I was like shockingly short. Like under 10 seconds short. And it was great. Like if I didn't know who she was, I would have definitely clicked on her channel to look at more because that's just, it was so good. Regardless. It's something you should test. The length of your short is something you should test. There is no one perfect golden rule. There's definitely a way to play the algorithm. I see people say like, go 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. That is the golden thing for the algorithm to push it out. Maybe there's data, but that doesn't mean that's going to be the case all the time for every single one. Okay, the next point is it's hard to watch. Maybe my model, see in this case, my model's way too small because I'm trying not to block the words. So if I were to zoom in and make this a short, my model would be crunchy as fuck in a vertical setting. So be careful about that. Or the auto is way too quiet, way too loud. That's just, it's hard to watch because it's so quiet, huh? What are you saying? My volume's so up, but you're still so quiet. Like, you have to be careful about these things. And then, too busy. The screen is too busy. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. There's supposed to be a punchline based on a visual, and I'm just not seeing it because there's 500 things happening on screen. Those are the things that you should be careful of. And then the last one, I think this is the last one, is if it's only funny to an inside crowd. Where, like, you have a really good play with a friend on stream and, you know, there's an inside joke in your community. But then when you post it, sure, the inside joke would laugh or would land with the people in your community, but you're not posting shorts to really keep your inside community. They're already loyal to you. You want people who don't know your brand, don't know your jokes, to watch it and be like, oh, haha, that was really funny. Those who know, yeah. So, I mean, you can still post the short. It's just probably not going to do as well as something that is instantly recognizable and understandable by the wide major audience who doesn't know who you are. That's all. Oh, there's one more. Okay. Packing everything interesting into the hook. I explained this before, but the hook is like the first 3 to 5 seconds of a short, where you're supposed to grab the attention to make people want to keep watching the rest of it. And when people hear that advice, they think, okay, the best thing has to come at the front. I have to go immediately really hard in the first 3 seconds or else they're gonna leave. And that might somewhat be true, but then you also might go way too far into everything has to happen at once at the beginning that it just becomes nonsense. Or it makes it so boring the rest of the video because you've done all this to the front and then nothing to the last couple seconds. That's just like, okay, well, I saw everything I needed to see in the first 3 seconds. Let's skip. So finding the perfect balance on actually having a hook as well as making the rest of the content just as interesting as the hook, it takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of testing. There's, again, not one perfect solution to this. There's not one perfect, like, here's a timeline template. Put everything here, less stuff here, funny thing here. Just practice, keep making content, and then you'll see what works, and you'll have an eye for it. But those are the editing pitfalls that I've come across. And I would do examples, but actually, we'll do a couple examples. I'll put up examples in the edited form of this version stream. Okay, so another thing I see is, okay, well, I make shorts and they're not working. They get like 200 views and that's it. Like, I'm not getting likes, I'm not getting comments, definitely no conversions. What am I doing wrong? The answer is, you gotta learn. You just gotta keep trying. Test, test, test. And especially in early game, oh my god, if you're just a starting VTuber, please don't hire an editor. Please don't. It's such a waste of money. You don't have to look professional. Especially, I'm sorry, Kenny, this might lose you traction, but don't hire an editor at the start. Don't pay people money to make your content for you. Please don't. You have to learn how to edit. You have to pick up DaVinci. It's free. You have to pick up Adobe or something, and you have to learn how to do it yourself. Like, this is a hard requirement. I'm sorry, Kenny. It is a hard requirement for any creator because you can't create without knowing how to create. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be Kenny level of keyframing and zooming and all that cool stuff, but you have to know how to format your own stuff. Okay? I hate editing. Editing is probably the bane of my existence. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I make long form videos and I like to put tons and tons of editing into like the visuals to keep it somewhat interesting. I hate it. I hate it. After I post, I take like 5 weeks off. I take so long off because I don't like doing it. But you have to do it. You have to. I hate editing too, don't worry. Yeah, it takes so long and it's so tedious and something goes wrong and you export and you look and like, why is there an audio glitch? And then you have to do it again. Ah! It's a pain in the fucking ass, but you have to do it. You have to know how to do it. You can use Streamladder to edit clips. Hey, that's the way. Sure. I don't know what Streamladder is, but look it up. I tried doing subtitles in a vid. That sucked. It does suck. Water. I don't do subtitles for any of my long-form vids just because I know it takes forever to do. It takes forever. But in shorts, you should definitely do subtitles. For shorts, definitely do subtitles. Because people watch shorts unmuted. They're on the bathroom toilet in a public library or something and they can't afford to have the sound on, and they're watching shorts because they know there's subtitles. They can still interact with the content because there's subtitles. So it's always good practice to add subtitles. It also makes things more visually appealing. If you're just talking, it's like a zatsudan, and you don't really move your model all that much. Having dynamic subtitles makes just it more visually appealing. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys. Please don't hire editors if you can't make it yourself. If you are a mid to high level streamer, and that's like if you already have people in your community who clip for you for free, if you already have people who want to edit your content for free because they're part of your loyal community, definitely pick them up on the offer. You could pay them a little bit, but something is like $25 for a short times however many shorts you want to do in a week, in a month, that adds up so fast that the money you make from streaming or any sort of content creation is just not enough to cover it. It's not enough to even break even, I think. So, again, there's hundreds of tutorials. They're like 20-second long tutorials on how to do something in DaVinci, how to do something in Adobe. That there's really no excuse not to learn how to do it. You just have to sacrifice your time, maybe your streaming time. Take a day off of streaming more than you normally would to focus on editing. And then if you keep doing that enough, your editing style will get faster. You'll learn how to spot funny things in clips in your VODs faster. You can set up jokes while you're live on stream that you know for sure would make a good video because you have that in your brain, how to format a short. It's a lot of things to think about all at once, and over time it sort of becomes instinct, but you also have to like focus, at least in the live part. Sorry. Knowledge is power in streaming too. Yeah, oh my god, my voice, guys. I've only been live for an hour. I used to be a teacher. I used to like use my voice for 6 hours at a time. Why am I freaking out now? Hi, Husky, what's up? Crazy cough. Apologies. Okay. Now. My voice cracked. Now it's... You're gonna start making content, or you've already started making shorts, right? Now you have to learn the algorithm tips versus the algorithm myths. We talked about this in the beginning. Ludwig did like a... Oh no, we didn't talk about this. I'm... Ludwig again. I like Ludwig. Ludwig made a video a couple years ago now where he said, you know, to really play the algorithm, to get that extra boost in search value, we call it SEO, search engine optimization. Again, another marketing term. It's basically how the algorithm catches like keywords and content that you do and like spreads it to the people who are interested in that stuff. The spider web of algorithms. But his tip was, in order to help boost your SEO, is when you're having a short or a video, title the file name like a keyword or a couple keywords, and the algorithm would pick it up and like disseminate it to other places. And then some other guy came in and he was like, actually, there's no science, there's no data to prove that's actually true. Like, don't take that as like 100%. It's not gonna work. And that's an algorithm myth, because the algorithm is so complex, and to a layman, it feels like this omniscient, like, big brother figure. OMG, hi, welcome in. That there's all these different guesses, there's all these different, like, ideas of how to break through the algorithm, how to optimize, how to do all this stuff. That, unfortunately, a lot of misinformation comes out based on what works for one person, and therefore it must be true, right? And so something about like naming the file name, a keyword to help boost an algorithm, that is sort of like well, I don't see a reason not to do that, so I might as well do that, and I might as well tell other creators to do that because it's not hurting anyone. But then it sort of becomes like the myth that people take as fact. And so you have to be careful of that. Trying to optimize SEO is frustrating. Yeah, it is. So, honestly, to all VTubers and just any content creator, you're essentially your own marketing strategist. You're your own marketing person. So, honestly, take a Coursera class in digital marketing. Watch YouTube videos about digital marketing. If you're in college, next semester, take a random class for it. I don't know, because these are things you have to know. You have to pick it up. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be an industry professional, but you have to know certain things because that will help you in the algorithm. My name is extremely long with keywords. Yeah. I mean, look at the title of this stream right now. Hello? How many keywords can you find in this stream title? How to use shorts effectively to gain a following as a VTuber. Commentary. Guys, this is SEO optimized. I use the word VTuber, I use shorts, and then gain a following. And how to. That is literally hitting everything I need for the people who are searching for this type of content to find me. And will find me after the stream ends. And will find the video I eventually edit into like a digestible content. That's search engine optimization. That's not a myth. That's how the algorithm works. So you have to know these things. You can't just put like a, I'm gaming, hee hee, and then expect people to click on you because, one, they just can't find you. This is going to be so helpful, thank you. Yeah, I hope so. But that's why you have to be careful when looking at what random people on twitter.com say. I'm one of these people, by the way. Don't always trust me. Do your own research. Because if someone says, like, this is how you break through the algorithm, for sure, this is 100% how you get your name out there, they're lying. There is no 100% way. There is no fact that can get you to pop off. Because if there was a dedicated, for sure fact to get someone to pop off, every single person in this industry would have 100k followers and 1 million subs and whatnot. Every single person would be a high-level creator. It's just not possible to have a surefire way to pop off. There are things you can do. There are skills you can gain. There are things that can boost your content and your brand and your identity and your long-form content like streaming that will lead you up to where you want to be. But there's no 100%, 0 to 100 for sure way to get there, okay? I'm sorry, that is a myth. That is a myth. And everybody who says this is how to do it or don't do this because you will ruin your brand, they're lying. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But if we look at the other bullet points, it's if I want to be a commentary VTuber, I'm going to look at what other commentary VTubers are doing. I want to see how they edit. I want to see what content they choose to put out of their streams. I want to see how fast they post based on, like, if it's a developing news story, if they're posting the day after, or if they're waiting for the end of everything to wrap up to really have like the full perspective. These are things you look at and you think to yourself, okay, well, I can do that, or I don't know, that's kind of shitty, I won't do that. And then you create your own identity based off of that. And I really only studied other commentary VTubers because that's the niche I'm in. But if you're doing something like Minecraft roleplay, then look at what other Minecraft roleplay accounts are doing. What are they posting as long form? What are they posting as shorts? What are they posting as shorts to get people to go watch their live stream? These are all things that you should be doing in your free time. It's always good to hear the perspective who is and has experience as a V content creator. I try. Again, very small level creator compared to all these other high level players. But that also doesn't mean that the people at the top who are saying these things are also 100% correct, you know? It's different for everybody. The journey takes different amounts of time for everybody. And something that you'll notice is that people who pop off at the start, it's because they've already done content before. They already know how to market themselves. Every single person that I can think of who is open about having a previous background in content creation who has popped off really, really fast as a VTuber, it's because they know how to brand and market themselves. They know what works. They know how to get an audience. Because they've spent the past however many years slowly building up to where they were to get confident enough to rebrand and do it all again and speed through everything. Like, I can think of Cinder. I can think of Crony. I can think of the socks agency guy. Like, people who had... I don't actually know. I'm sure you can think of other people. Oh, the cow. The cow. People who have said, yeah, actually, I was a content creator for 5 years and I hit Twitch partner after, 3 years, and it took a lot of time and experimenting. And then when VTubing came around, I wanted to try VTubing. So I started VTubing and I started new accounts. And I got to where I am in like a year. And that's because I knew how to do it. I didn't have to develop these skills over time. I knew how to do it from the get-go. And that's something you don't have right now. This is the time to learn it, to take those years. And then, who knows, if VTubing is no longer the meta and you want to start doing facecam streaming, you can start from zero as a facecam streamer and immediately zoom up to a pretty good amount of following because you have this experience. Getting long-winded, I apologize. And also study non-VTubers in a similar niche. That helps. It does. Because VTubing is not so dissimilar from every other content creator. And don't try to be. Okay? Okay, next. Test. Throw things at a wall until it sticks. Like, don't do like 7 different types of content. Do the 2 that you've chosen out of the list and keep throwing it at a wall until people find your channel. You have to be consistent. You have to have that brand formation. And then, again, I was thinking about Edda when I wrote the bottom point. Someone will find your content, which in this case, some bigger creator found Edda's talks about runes, like her videos about runes and Viking and whatever, and they might shout you out, and that gets a lot more eyes on you. Or I didn't personally witness this, but Max, my co-host for the podcast, has told me about this. His favorite streamer is Krelly. And again, I don't know anything about Krelly, but this is what he said. She was working really hard as a streamer herself. She was doing consistent content. And then the guy who did Neurosama shouted her out, and she basically built the rest of her following through that because she already had the experience and the skills to keep that audience. The Neuro Raid? Yes. That is what I've heard. I haven't really looked into it, but that is a good example of keep chugging, gain your skills. When and if someone shouts you out, you have to be able to keep riding that fame, that push in your brand. And I guess if someone with 100,000 viewers rated me right now, I would not know how to keep them interested. Or if I'm playing Fields of Mystria and someone rates me with a party of 100 or something, I wouldn't know how to keep them interested because I'm not a streamer. I do long-form content off-stream. That is my thing. But for other people, you would just have to keep doing it and gaining experience to then be able to, if that happens, ride it out. Use it to boost yourself. But that's also like very big if. It's not 100% sure that would happen. But if it does happen, be ready for it. And the way to be ready for it, up here, baby. Learn to edit. Learn how to be interesting on stream. Do all the things you need to do. Become a good content creator. And then views can follow. Alright. Let's do a quiz for the people in the audience right now. Got way more comfortable? Great. I have TikTok pulled up on a different screen. And we're going to look at them. And I want you to have a pen and paper with you, or just use your brain, whatever. And look at what sort of niche are they doing? What sort of editing are they doing? Where the hook is? What's keeping people to want to watch until the end? You know what? Let's go all the way back to the screen so everybody kind of has refresh. We'll look at a few examples, and I want you to tell me what you're seeing. And this is like not to bash or not to critique anybody that appears. This is a random feed on TikTok. And we're just gonna look. Don't be mean. We're just looking at what they're doing, okay? So, if I switch screens to this, we should be able to see my TikTok screen, right? So I'm gonna play a video, and you guys also have to let me know if the sound is too loud or too quiet, because I only have one monitor. I can't do multiple things at once, okay? So right now, this is not the real creator. This is a fan clipper, but let's just look at what they do, because they got 58 likes.
Why is it so hard to say rough twice in a row? Why is it so hard to say rough twice in a row? What? What do you mean? Rough? Okay. I made Ellie bark.
Too loud or too quiet? Oh, good. Okay.
You're so funny. You think you're so funny. You think you're so funny. God damn it. Thank you for the supo, I guess. Rough. Why is it so hard to say?
Okay. That was just a random video I came across, okay? I think this person is part of an agency, for one. So, taking into account that he already has a dedicated audience because he is a corpo VTuber, what happened? What did you see? Chat interactions? Yes. So this is about chat interactions. This short is about chat interactions. Reactions to his chat. What about the editing? Let's start from the beginning.
Say rough twice in a row? What? What do you mean? Rough?
Did you notice that it's not incredibly fast-paced? Again, that might be a turnoff for some people because they want fast-paced, but it also doesn't mean it's the end of the world, right? They had a slow ease in where they're thinking of this guy's thinking about the question. So it adds a little bit of that humor. They're just like, what? Huh? Really thinking about it. My voice. Oh my god. I think I lost my voice, guys. We're almost at the end. Anyways. A little breather to build tension. Yeah. So this would be the hook. There's a question, which is like sort of a dare. Why is it so hard to say rough twice? In your head, you're thinking, oh, this is a rough tip of thing. Like a D's nuts type of joke to get the streamer to fall for it. So now I want to see what the streamer does to fall for it. So that's the hook. It won't work for everybody, but that is the hook of this short.
Twice in a row? What? What do you mean? Rough?
And then he does it. He does the thing, and then it slides over to the chat, and there's like, yay! And again, this shows that he has an active chat, so if you go into his stream, you're gonna have like a community to bounce off of. You're gonna see that it's fun to be there. So I would say this short is a little bit long. It's 35 seconds, and I did get bored halfway through. But this part was good. And if he stopped right there, and that's its own video, like obviously this has a good amount of views. I think it could have had the same amount of views if it ended like right here. Okay, let's move on to another one. Oh, actually, haha, look at this. The first comment, where can I watch him? Guys, does that not prove the point of why shorts are good? Hello? Because now people, even if they didn't really want to watch him and they just scrolling through the comments, they can see, where can I watch him? You click on it. It's YouTube. He's from this agency. Now you know who this guy is. Sorry. Now you know where to follow this guy if you want to. Like, hi guys. Free promotion right there. I'm also sorry that the TikTok UI is in Japanese. I don't know how to change it. Next.
You are completely surrounded! Stay back! Surrender yourself! Get away from me! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh my god, okay. That was actually kind of funny. I like that. I wouldn't know. What do you guys think? What genre is this? What genre of short is this? I hope they dig us up at some point. ASMR and comedy? Yeah. Scripted, exactly. This is scripted. This is a scripted content. It's a joke. It's one of those, satire things. It's following a trend. So I would say this is part of the scripted meme content. And they've made it really funny, right? I would say this part is long where you're just getting buried, but that's also part of the ASMR humor of it. And then at this point, when there's like explosions and stuff, it makes it funny. It makes you want to like keep watching. Like, if I'm here, I am burying you alive. Okay, I'm getting the burying you alive part, but then the caption goes on, but then I get caught by the police. So now I'm gonna be sitting here waiting for when the police shows up. What happens? And then she delivers on that punchline by having like screaming and explosions. This is a good short. Does it tell me about what type of person this person is? Like if I click on this profile, will there still be similar ones? Yeah, ASMR voice actress. Oh, damn. I don't know who this person is, but damn. Now I know this person does ASMR. I'm gonna expect more ASMR. If I like ASMR, I'm gonna keep watching these videos. And look how often she posts. Like, she is dedicated to the grind, and I appreciate that. So this is a way to grow your brand. I think ASMR is a touchy topic because a lot of people think ASMR is the way to immediately pop off. That might be true in some cases, but also I've seen many ASMR artists who just don't pop off at all. You have to be good at it too. You have to know how to push your brand out there. You gotta be entertaining as well. And you can't just go, we're going to talk like this into the mic with rain sounds. Like, that's not, anybody can do that, but you have to know how to brand yourself as well. So I would say this deserves the 100,000 it got. It was funny. Let's move on. Get rid of this. How do I get the comments up?
Bro, there's only one bed.
Shut the fuck up, you keep doing this.
Wait, this is no longer VTubers. Oh, there. That's the same person. Wait. Wait, what happened? I have to go back to the Ian VTuber tag. Sorry. Okay. What is one that most people have never seen?
Also a VTuber that's having trouble with your eyes blinking like this? And you think that it's your camera and you've already tried fixing your parameters, but it still does it? Well, you're not alone. I found an easy fix to this problem, and guess what? It doesn't have anything to do with your parameters. Just go on VTube Studio, click the settings, then the camera, scroll down until you see the tracking settings, and when you see link eye blinking, choose always instead of when face is rotated. Well, I hope that fixed your problem just like it did mine. Happy streaming!
Okay. What type of short do you think this is? I think this is fairly obvious. And I'm actually glad something like this came up. Scripted educational, yes. How-to advice, exactly. But then you can't wink, yeah. Educational how-to, yeah. And you know what? This is not something that people would scroll on and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit through the whole thing. But this is something that if you're a VTuber and you have this problem, you search up a keyword on Google or something, tutorial on how to make your VTuber stop eye twitching. This video is gonna come up because it has the exact thing she's talking about in the description. It's SEO. And you can see, like, people are saying, thank you, you're a lifesaver. And these are on different days. These are all coming on different days. Yeah, this is like a whole month later, another 2025. Like, these are things that obviously people are searching up to look for. And let's look at the editing. Is it really fast-paced? Is there a hook? Is there tons of keyframes?
Are you also a VTuber that's having trouble with your eyes blinking like this?
No. Okay, we're at the 7-second mark. You know what happens? She poses the question. She poses the reason why people would want to look for it. Then she poses an example. And then now we know, okay, we're going to know how to fix this from this video. So this is a case where editing doesn't have to be flashy. You don't have to have a 3-second hook because it's based on what type of content you're putting out. Let's look at a couple more. Okay.
Ellie, what's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack?
Oh, it's him again.
Other than you, I would say,
What?
I like chips in general. I like potato chips.
What?
Yeah, I like potato chips. Wait, what?
What'd you say?
Huh? Did I... What do you mean?
Could you repeat that? Go track back a little bit. Wait, what? Other than what?
Oh, other than you, W-Riz.
W Riz.
Okay.
Ellie, what's your favorite?
Stop. This is another, again, this is a fan clip made from corporate talent. So they already have a fan base, okay? That's one thing we have to consider as we're looking at the number of likes. But what type of video... Shut up! What type of video is this? What type in the format is this? Because I would say this is something that I didn't, like, immediately write down because I didn't think about collabs when I was writing the slides. Evening, hello. Stream clip reaction, yes. I would say this is a stream clip. This is a stream clip for sure. But this is also part of the, you're not interacting with chat, you're interacting with your co-streamer, right? So let's look at the editing. What do they use to edit? What do they use to push forward a funny moment, a particularly interesting part? What do they use to show both people, both subjects? Let's look one more time with the editing glasses on.
My favorite snack? Other than you, I would say I like chips in general. I like potato chips.
Okay, we'll stop there for now. What are some things that you've noticed? Cuts back and forth, uses different color subtitles. Yeah, very good, very good. Panning back along with sound effects. Good, sound effects is a good one. Good thing to mention. Sound effects is a slippery slope. Very slippery slope. Don't overuse them, but you can definitely use sound effects to enhance a funny moment or a moment that you want your viewers to take note of. Because if you're just watching this clip, yeah, it's already funny, right? You already know these people, you think it's funny. But to really emphasize a joke, what do they use? Vine boom, the little boop sound. It can really use, but don't go through every like 5 seconds. Use it sparingly. Use it only to really highlight the punchline. Yep, the editing focus on Huan speaking along with more comical Vine boom. There's also a point, I think, down here where they do split screen, and this works really well. You can have your model down here, you can have the game up here, you can have both people here. There's also a little part where he chimes in, right here. Ah, I can't pause it right there. Oh, come on.
Snack?
Okay. This is also a way to do it so you don't have to go slide back on the focus. You can do a little pop-up like this. Easy to over-season but a little bit spicy. Yeah, exactly. So this is a good way. I would say, again, this is a 35-second short. It definitely can go shorter than this. You could break this up into like 2 videos. Half the fun part, half back here. Or you do the joke, I would say, you or potato chips, cut this whole part and then go W where is. This whole middle section, I feel like is fluff. You could have it, you could edit it out, and that would make a difference. You could try both actually and see what one has more viewer retention. That's a good test to do. Somebody drop something above me. Okay, we'll watch one more.
You just can't call a spade a spade.
This is a minute long, okay?
I watch the moon, let it run my mood. Can't stop thinking of you.
Okay, we're gonna stop it there because I don't want to get demonetized. I don't want my video to get copyrighted. But what are we thinking, guys? Talent showcase. Yes, for sure. Not the bread emojis. I love this song too. Good. So this is a talent showcase. This person is singing. What do we think her brand is if we click on her entire profile? Are we gonna see... What do you think? More singing? Are we gonna see... gaming? What do you think the majority of her short content is? Shows off model, yeah. She has a cool setup. She has like this little pretend screen in the background like how idols do. Singing content, let's look. Let's look. Oh, she really doesn't use TikTok. Let's see. Cover. 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 Cover.
What are some fucked up like
Cover. Cover. We get the idea, right? Like she does covers. So if we go to her Twitch, hey, I think she's cool. She has good music taste. What do you think happens? What do you think happens? Is she live? Oh. Oh. Okay. If I look at clips, again, sorry, UI's in Japanese. She does singing content. Okay, she plays games. She's singing content. And then she does like funny game stuff. So what I would expect out of a streamer. But, okay, her brand is singing. She does singing content. If I like her, if I like the music she does, if I like karaoke VTubers, I'm gonna click on her and I'm gonna subscribe, I'm gonna follow. Okay? The one vid that wasn't a cover also had a Chibi Mall saying something profane. Yeah. I was gonna skip over it just because we're focusing on covers, but you're absolutely right. She is doing good in the shorts content. So we're gonna be finished with looking at TikToks for now. Let's go all the way back through here. Talk about frequency. So now that we have discussed why to post shorts, how to post shorts, how to brand yourself through shorts, and how to funnel people over from shorts to other platforms, let's talk about frequency. How often to make and post shorts. And this will be like the last subject before we sort of wrap up. So it depends on, do you want to make this a career for you? Or is it just a hobby like me? So I'm very much I just do this for fun. Am I not showing the right? I'm not sure. Hold on. There we go. Sorry. My bad. I forgot. There we go. I have my stream pulled up on my phone to make sure everything's looking nice because I only have one monitor and I can't see my screen. Oh, okay, we're good. I want to make this a career. This is someone who maybe you have a full-time job, but you also want to do content full-time and like eventually transfer over to doing full-time content. That's like, I want to be corpo, I want to be as big as Shy Lily, I want to have like a full life based around content. And then there's also, it's kind of a fun thing I like to indulge in sometimes. Again, like me, I create because I like to. It's a hobby. I would never, ever want to have my full life dedicated to VTubing or content creation in general. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a content creator. I think it's cool that I make money off of it. I think it's cool that I have an audience, but content creation is just not for me, guys. I can't. And if I eat my words one day, I eat my words. But for now, no thank you. I like going outside. And so, the frequency of how many times to post a short, obviously, we're going to get different answers, but the recommended amount from the majority of creators, from the majority of people who've already made it big, is ideally 1 time a day. Ideally 1 time a day. If you have just so much time on your hands, you can do 2 times a day. 2 times a day. But realistically, if you have other commitments, if you have a full-time job outside of it, if you can't dedicate your entire life to streaming at the moment or content creation at the moment, realistically, 3 times a week. 3 times a week. That way, again, this is also sort of like algorithm. We don't know if it works, but we have a little bit of data to back it up. It's keep the algorithm interested in pushing your content because you are so frequent of a poster that you're sort of dedicated. You're trying to get into the space. And so the algorithm is more likely to help you along that path. Rather than if I only post 1 time a month, there's a very, very low chance the algorithm's going to pick up that one post and be like, hey guys, look at this guy. Right? When I was posting content, I posted every other day and saw consistent growth. Yeah, absolutely. Consistency is definitely key. But this is also very, very hard to do. Like insanely hard to do. Especially if you don't have a team behind you, it's just yourself. Nearly impossible, dare I say. But if you're just a hobbyist like me, short answer, whenever you want. If you want to grow, even though it's just a hobby, you can follow the I want to make it a career path and post like 3 times a week. Otherwise, if you're like me, post whenever. Don't look at time zones. Don't look at when the optimal time to post in the day. Just post whenever. But, oh yeah. Here's another, algorithm tip/myth. There's times in a day, regardless of time zone, of when to schedule all your posts, because you definitely gonna start scheduling posts. You're not just gonna be live and posting it whenever you want, to help the algorithm push it to people who are currently just waking up, on their lunch break, or right about to go to bed. Or the people are most likely to be on their phones. And I don't remember exactly what time of the day that is. I know for Japan, it's like something like 3 a.m. It's like an ungodly time. But there is metrics that you can look up in your YouTube statistics panel. There's tons of people on Reddit, tons of people all over Twitter that tell you when to post. Follow that, guys. I don't know. See if that works. If it doesn't work for you, try something else. But it's all about testing, and it's all about just like taking in the tips that other people have already got for you and trying them yourself. But yeah, frequency, at least 1 time a day. Now, big note. I need to see if my model cuts it out. I think we're good. A little bit. As a one-man team, streaming and or posting content every single day is impossible. If you try it, you will burn out before you see long-term success. Create a schedule that works for you that is maintainable. Okay? I know when you're starting out, or you get like really good advice and you want to start doing it immediately, you have this big dopamine rush, you have this big adrenaline rush, and you start cracking at it. But that is going to burn out. That is going to go out so fast, probably by the end of the day, that you have to have realistic expectations for yourself and understanding of your schedule, how you can maintain it. I have ADHD, so I'm very flaky, and I hate to admit this about myself, but I am so flaky. As in, I can start something and be really, really hyped up on that thing, and then like a day or two goes by, and that just, it's gone. My need to do it, it's gone. And so sometimes, if I can will myself to do it, I drag it out and I finish it by the time frame. But other times, I'm like, I'm just gonna throw it over there and not think about it. Oh, let's start this new thing. That's cool. And that's me. So I have to be careful about how I schedule my content, how I plan my content, because I know that is something I do as a tendency. For you, you could be very self-disciplined. You could be very good at managing your time and doing everything you need to do within a day. And that's going to look different for you. But this is not an excuse to hire an editor. Okay? If you're just starting out, you don't have the funds to make it, you don't have enough money to break even, don't outsource your work. Instead, let's look at a weekly schedule that would work for me. Something that I want to implement for myself because it works for me. Which is, this is how a week would look. On Sunday, I stream. And then after my stream's over, I clip my VOD. I look at what are the interesting points, because in my brain, I just finished my stream. I remember where the funny parts are. If you let your VOD rest and then you go like a week without thinking about it, then you go, oh fuck, I gotta watch my whole VOD, and were there even funny parts? Are there parts to even clip? And that just takes up a lot of time. But if you come out fresh of a stream, you go, oh yeah, that was really good. That was really funny. Then you can quickly zoom through and, oh yeah, here's the clip. Let's just clip it. Let's put it on the side for now. And then when I have time to edit it, I will. Learning a lot of DaVinci shortcuts and the program itself helped with cutting down the time it takes to edit. Yeah. And that just happens with experience. Just keep doing it. Okay, so that's Sunday. I do that. Monday is the day I crack down. I come home from school and I start editing. I edit my own VODs. I edit someone else's VODs. I don't care. That's my editing day. Nothing else. I just edit. And it takes what? An hour to edit into a clip? Because I'm just not that good at it at the moment. And over time, that will become less and less of an issue. Maybe I could edit 2 in an hour. Maybe I could edit... Nah, I think 2 is my limit. I don't know. But yeah, 2 within an evening, I could definitely do. Then Tuesday, that would be the day where I schedule all my posts. For example, I'd do like, oh yeah, my walking stream's coming up. Oh yeah, my starting soon screen's gonna show up at like 7 p.m. Be there, be square. That type of thing. If I have more time, edit more shorts. Wednesday, it's my next streaming day. I like to stream 3 times a week. That is the maximum amount of times I am willing to do to myself. You need to have rest times from your streaming because the majority of growth comes off stream. Okay, same thing as Sunday, clip my VOD. Thursday, rest. Take time off. That is so important. You might be wanting to go every single day to churn out content. If you're a beginner, if you don't have the time, take a rest day, dude. That's why so many people burn out. They don't have enough time to themselves to rest, to just doom scroll. You can take that rest day to research, that's fine. Just don't work on your own content. Take a break. And then where am I? Friday, edit shorts again, post, get things ready and queued up. Then Saturday, stream, and then rest. Because I'm going to stream tomorrow and clip VODs. So that is something I made up really quickly. It's not my actual schedule, but it is something that realistically I could stick to in the long run. Have a schedule. Don't just have bursts of adrenaline like I used to do. That is not good. I think that's the last part. Okay. And then last, after learning all these things and how finicky the algorithm is blowing up luck or skill? What do you guys think? Before I show the answer, what do you guys think? Is it luck? You post shorts and they pop off the algorithm and you see that funnel of people going from TikTok over to your Twitch or something? Is that luck? Or is it skill? Is it people who know what they're doing? Yes. And then that slides over. Let's see. I'll give you like a couple more seconds. Luck plus skill? All right, the answer. Yes, both, but more skill, luck plus skill. The answer is both. It's both. Don't let anyone tell you it's absolutely one or the other. There are too many factors that play within content creation and algorithms to say it's only luck or only skill. Some of the most talented individuals I know barely have a following. Some amazing creators take years to reach milestones like monetization or like partner. Others get it in a couple months. It is the algorithm, it is your individual skill, it is the possibility of a bigger creator shouting you out, it is a possibility of other people rating you, it is a possibility of endless factors that go into someone's success. No, it's not neither. It's definitely both. Definitely leans towards skill because you learn how to be, yes, you have to be entertaining. You have to be able to manage yourself. And it's also luck. Again, some of the most talented individuals I know don't have a huge platform, okay? Or they're not partner yet, though they definitely should be. They have really entertaining, funny content, but they only have like 5 people in stream most days. Like, that's just something that happens. So that's where luck kicks in. They're waiting for someone to help them boost while they're slowly grinding upwards. Or sometimes it's just dumb luck, right? You'll see on Twitter people who have a really cute model, they have nothing else on their account, they slap their model and go, "Hi guys, I'm debuting soon." And then people like love their model so much that 2,000 people follow them, and then on Twitch they have like 500 followers already and they never stream or post content. That happens too. But then it's a question of, okay, you had the luck hit you. Are you gonna peter off or are you gonna ride that progression? Like, do you have the skills to make people want to stay with you? It's a mix of both. There are a lot of parts of luck that people don't consider luck, like meeting the right person at the right time, happening to see something at the right moment. Yeah, for sure. There's too much. So if someone tells you it's all skill, you have to be able to get yourself in these positions. That is partly true though. You have to be able to do these things in order to grow, like pop off. That's half of the fact. You can do every, air quotes, correct, and still not find the success you want. And again, there's the dumb luck people that just get it because they got lucky. But maybe they peter off because they don't know how to stream. They don't know how to be funny. They don't know how to keep people entertained for 2 hours straight. They don't know how to talk with chat. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to do this. Like, this is why I was so, not upset, but I was so like cringed up at that VTuber consultant guy, and just not just that one post that came out recently, but like a lot of his posts, because he says things with such definitive facts. Don't do this because you're gonna ruin this, or you have to do this because there's no such thing. There's no such thing of have to besides knowing how to edit. Okay, guys? You don't have to do anything because it's not gonna guarantee you to pop off. It's not gonna guarantee you partner. It's not gonna get you 1,000 subscribers in a day. Like, that's just not how it is. So, yeah, that's my last slide. Is there any questions? Is there anything you're unsure about? Okay, again, I can say as much as the next person about growth and being a content creator as, you know, if you're a content creator yourself, you know these things. Like, right, these are things that people already know. Like, I'm not saying anything revolutionary because I don't know things revolutionary, because I don't have the skills, the brand to impart that sort of revolutionary stuff onto you guys. But this is something that I find important, that I want to make content on, because there's a lot of falsehoods and there's a lot of people who, like that VTuber consultant, say these definitive statements with no data to back it up. And it tricks a lot of people. There's thousands of people following him who are just like beginner VTubers who want to grow, and they see that as a source of information that's trustworthy. And that's just wrong, guys. It's wrong. And I may be wrong. Sure, there's definitely people that can like look at what I said and then have like opposing statements, opposing like data to counterpoint anything, and that's fine. And you know why that is? It's because the algorithm and content creation is not a one-way street. It is not a straight line, and that's fine. As an artist, I have been finding it a little tricky doing art and content at the same time, but I think I have a better idea of making content out of each piece. Yeah. Stream your art. Stream your drawing process. I think artists have a lot. Oh, my Amazon package is out for delivery. I bought a mouse pad yesterday. You can definitely stream your art. I think a lot of people, especially a lot of beginner artists, like seeing the thought process and the creation of certain pieces. Speed paint, that's always a thing. Like, I don't rarely see VTubers do speed paints, but do a speed paint. It's how you grow your brand. It's how you get like VGen clients. Portfolio, that whole shtick. Whenever I stream art, I'm very quiet when I'm locked in, but with the practice, it's willing to go. Yeah. I mean, who's an example? Ina from HoloLive. Her streams are very like on the chill, quiet side when she's doing art, because it's just nature to focus in on what you're doing. You can't be talking like a crazy Hako's Bells or like Fuamoko, right? Because you're doing something. And everybody in that chat is there because you're doing the thing, not because of hee hee ha ha gags, right? So that's a brand you have to build for yourself. Don't go full blown crazy funny over the top reaction shorts, and then when people come over to your stream, see you're just kind of locked in and it's like cozy vibes. Have your brand be cozy vibes from the start in every other platform you use. So when people come over, yeah, this is the vibe I like. I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna watch because it's fun. Anyways, guys. Let's link. Let's get my model up here. I actually can't see anything. Yeah. That's the end of stream. That's the end of my PowerPoint presentation. I hope that was useful. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Ask me on Twitter DMs. Anything's fine. Set audience expectations. Yes. Yes. Shorts are an extension of your live stream. Shorts are an extension of your brand. Everything should be cohesive. Again, if you're just having fun like me, you don't really want to make a brand, you're not focusing too hard on that, then you can have a variety of whatever you want, right? My shorts are not indicative of my content. My shorts are not indicative of my streams. And that's because I'm insane like that, and I don't really care about my own brand. But I can say for other people, that is what I look for. I look for consistency in content, regardless of what type of content it is. Short, long form, stream, you name it. Thanks for the class. Thank you guys for coming. I hope this was interesting. I hope you learned something. I hope you have some sort of something you can go back to your own channel and think about. And learn how to edit shorts, guys. Learn the shorts. Learn the shorts. They are absolutely a necessity. Not a necessity, but they help you with growth tremendously. Not even just a VTuber, just any creator. You'll see the biggest creators using shorts because the funnel is there. The eyes are there. It helps so much. Okay, I am really happy about that. I'm gonna leave you guys off then. We are going to just cut. I've been live for about 2 hours now, and my throat hurts, and I need to study because I have a really big test tomorrow. But then it's Golden Week. Okay, I'll take this time to promote myself. I live in Japan, and Golden Week is coming up next week, which means that I'm gonna be doing walking streams in real life at different famous parts of Japan, or Tokyo, sorry, Tokyo. So we can go to Asakusa, we can go to Akihabara, we can go to Harajuku, wherever you want. So it's going to be on Twitch. I can't do it on YouTube, unfortunately. It's going to be on Twitch. So make sure to follow me, keep up with my stuff, because we're going to go look at Japan. It's going to be so fun, guys. Okay, with that said, please do your own research. Don't hire editors at the very beginning. Don't send people money to do your work for you. Study, test, frequency, just keep at it. Okay, guys? Understood? Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.